It's a very good afternoon. You're watching ZTN News Blitz. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. More children contract COVID-19 during third wave. No special treatment for UK deportees. R. Kelly accused of abusing teenage boy. And in sport, Makusha's timely Tokyo boost. As Zimbabwe's third wave of COVID-19 continues to unfold, the mortality rate is reported to be higher than that of the previous waves. According to a recent COVID-19 admissions and community deaths report by Vaccination status, an average of 10 people a day are succumbing to COVID-19 in Harare, compared to a daily average of 8 deaths during the second wave. During the first wave, the daily death toll stood at about 3 people. The latest reports, although not providing exact statistics, states that more children are getting infected with COVID-19 during the third wave compared to the previous waves. COVID-19 Chief Coordinator in the Office of the President and Cabinet, Dr. Agnes Mahomva, explains the latest trend.
We do have figures, but we're still analyzing further to really be very clear. This was just a small sample that we looked at, comparing from the same hospital and what happened during the first and second wave. So for that specific central hospital, the numbers are there comparing the first wave, second wave, and third wave, which is why that statement was put out like that. But we are really looking at additional data from other hospitals, not just here in Harare, not just from one facility.
Meanwhile, studies are being conducted to establish if children between the ages of 3 and 17 can be safely vaccinated against COVID-19 without any adverse effects. Health and Childcare Deputy Minister Dr. John Mangwiro speaks.
In Zimbabwe also, we are still going through literature and studies that have been done all over the world to make sure that we understand, and our health experts, pediatricians, obstetricians are involved and engaged together with Medicines Control Authority of Zimbabwe to make sure that we know if we are going to vaccinate the young age group, how to do it. And we, as a country, we also want to make sure that our children will remain safe. So we are still going through these studies.
With the Grim Reaper devastating families without any remorse, many Zimbabweans have been forced to get COVID-19 jabs. When the country launched the vaccination exercise early this year, many were hesitant to get inoculated following sustained misinformation campaigns from different sectors of society. But now that more than 3,094 people have succumbed to the virus, the numbers of those willing to be vaccinated are also going up. The recently published Poverty and Social Impact of COVID-19 survey by ZimStats in partnership with the World Bank shows that at least 63% of Zimbabweans want to get the jab. In the same vein, over 1.4 million Zimbabweans have received their first jab, with approximately 680,000 having been fully vaccinated as at July 25. Zimbabwe is also expecting 1 million Sinovac COVID-19 vaccines this week. Yesterday, popular cleric United Family International Church founder, Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa, encouraged his followers to be inoculated.
I believe in vaccines. I support vaccines. God gives people wisdom to deal with problems. When we pray to God for healing, He gives us wisdom sometimes. And we come up with ways of dealing with some of these pandemics.
In contrast, last year, he appeared to be singing from a different hymn book.
If they bring it here, I'm going to jail. And my children are going to jail. I'm ready for that. You have to drink it yourselves. You want to live. Some of us, we have the life already. Whoever wants to live, let him drink, let him take that. I will not be forced to take that. I'm already telling you before it is announced. I will disobey my government.
A health expert has warned that the country could experience a fourth wave of COVID-19 infections before the end of the year. ZTN's Milton Tavengwa-Sasa spoke to Dr. Francis Chiroa, president of the Zimbabwe Medical Association.
Yes, in terms of pandemics, we expect that to probably have a fourth wave. Hopefully it will be not so high a pitch, but we definitely, there are people who are suggesting that we'll probably have a fourth wave, maybe mid to end of September. These are the statisticians and the epidemiologists. They are postulating that we will have a fourth wave before the end of the year.
The fate of the 14 deportees from England is uncertain, but the government says they will not receive any special treatment. The 14 deportees who arrived last week have records of criminal offences they committed while in England. Some served time for dangerous crimes such as rape and murder. The major concern for most citizens is how will they be reintegrated into communities? Zimbabwe's Secretary for Information, Nick Mangwana, has an answer.
We are supporting them the same way we support other vulnerable people in this country. Let me put it this way. You leave the country, you go to another nation, you rape there, you commit rape or you murder, and then you come back home. You want to be in the front of the queue ahead of everybody else just because you went to another country and raped? No, you don't get privileges for committing a crime in a foreign country. So we are saying when you come in here, when you come back home, you'll be treated like another citizen. What we are not doing is to burden them with the sins they have already paid for where they are coming from. But we don't forget that these people are convicted criminals. And we don't forget that they can be a repeat offense. So we have to be aware of that. So that's the point. These are not just law-abiding citizens who have just come back home because they ran on, they fell on a bed patch. No, these are convicted criminals. For you to serve a sentence of over a year, the crime should be considered serious enough.
In regional and international news, South Africa's Correctional Services Department is struggling to isolate COVID-19 positive inmates. Many of those recently arrested for allegedly looting have tested positive. In a statement, the department said this is putting a strain on an already overburdened system. The department also said the facilities may soon be declared super spreaders. Meanwhile, the country's National Liquor Traders Council has largely welcomed the announcement by President Cyril Ramaphosa that the ban on the sale of alcohol has been lifted. In his address to the nation on Sunday night, President Ramaphosa said the sale will only be allowed from Monday to Thursday. American R&B star R. Kelly has been accused of new abuse allegations, including a claim that he had sexual relationship with a 17-year-old boy. Prosecutors allege the singer abused the teenager after meeting him at a Chicago McDonald's in 2006. Kelly denies ever abusing anyone, and his lawyers have not responded to the latest allegations. The Grammy winner, whose real name is Robert Kelly, is set to face trial in New York next month on charges including child sexual exploitation, making indecent images of minors, racketeering, and obstruction of justice. The charges involve 6 unnamed women and girls. We move now to sports news, where Ngoni Makusha and his coach have been reunited in Tokyo. This could be just what Team Zimbabwe needs. After teenage swimmer Donata Katai impressed in her debut appearance yesterday, the country still yearns for some Tokyo 2020 success. Makusha and his coach David Tinako had already conducted a few training sessions ahead of the men's 100-meter heats on July 31st. ZTN caught up with Tinago, who was a late replacement for national coach Pagamile Lisimati, who tested positive for COVID-19.
This is an added advantage for him, for me to be here. And based on our goals, we're just trying to reach the next round and to just try to execute in each and every phase that we've been working on, and just to try to run a season best and also personal best time, since this is our last dance for the season.
For Makusha, this is a timely boost ahead of his race.
I'm really excited. My coach is here, which is something I wasn't expecting, but he's here now and I'm really happy. He's someone that I've been working with for the past since 2015. so that makes it like 6 years working with him. So I feel really confident and I feel positive. We did a training session and everything is looking good.
Still with the Olympics, Zimbabwe swimmer Peter Wetzler will get his campaign underway tomorrow midday. The 24-year-old will race in the men's 100 meters freestyle at the Tokyo Aquatics Center. Zimbabwe golfer Scott Vincent is set to get the ball rolling when golf commences on July 29th. So there's still some action to look forward to at Tokyo 2020. In some tennis news, Zimbabwe's Ben Locke won a second successive ATP Challenger Tour doubles title in Kazakhstan on Saturday. A week after winning their first title together, Locke and his Taiwanese partner Suyu Seo maintained their top form to bag another title. Locke has now won 3 ATP Challenger Tour doubles titles. And in local football news, Caps United legendary coach Steve Kwashi has died at the age of 67. Kwashi, who is best remembered for his 1996 all-conquering winning team, is said to have died early today of suspected COVID-19 complications. His son Fungai Kwashi has confirmed the death, saying they're working on funeral arrangements. We'll keep you updated. And on that sad note, we say goodbye, but do stay connected with us on Twitter at ZTN News, Instagram at ZTN, our website ztn.co.zw for these and more stories. Thanks for watching.